What's up, everybody? How's it going? This is xRakine. Don't mind me, I'm just out here hunting for the Ghoul Champion Scroll, but that's not important. We're here to talk about Leagues 4 Trailblazer Reloaded. I don't know if any of you guys know this, but my first ever YouTube video that I posted on this account was me doing Trailblazer the first time around back in 2020. In case you don't know, I'm just going to go give the quickest breakdown of all time. The Leagues is a temporary game mode in RuneScape where you have increased XP rates, increased drop rates, and fancy relics that are like superpowers that make your account just really crazy and fun to play. The original Trailblazer was probably the most fun I've ever had playing RuneScape, and I'm so excited that they brought it back for part 2 because I'm hoping that I can really capture some of the magic of the first one, and already I can tell that it has because the weeks leading up to it have been insane. Like, just theory crafting everything that you can do, and like, I don't know, it felt exactly like the last one so far, and I'm super excited to play this one. So this is going to be kind of like an episode 0. I'm just going to do a little bit of rambling. I don't have a script. I don't even have bullet points. I'm just kind of talking about the league, what my plans for it are, and all that good stuff. So the first thing to note about Trailblazer is you start out with only the regions of Misthalin and Karamja, and you get to choose 3 more regions throughout your time in Trailblazer. What regions you pick, as well as what relics you pick, essentially make your entire journey what it is. In the last league, I did a melee relic. I went a melee-based route, and I chose the most basic choices of all. I chose xRakine, Kandarin, and Mauritania. That's pretty much what the most popular choice was the last time around. And I hate to say it, I'm not going to do the exact same thing, but I'm kind of doing the same thing where I'm just picking the meta. The regions that I have decided to pick are, in order, Zeah, and then the desert, and then xRakine. That seems to be the most popular route that everybody is taking, and unfortunately for me, it sounds the most fun, so I'm going to be going with the basic approach. I'm going to be picking the range relic is my current plan, because what I want to do is TOA and Chambers of xRakine pretty much, and do those with like crazy relics that make it super fun. I would like to learn how to solo Chambers of xRakine in this league, because I've never done that before. And if I pick the melee or the mage relics, then it'll make my tick cycles all kinds of messed up. I won't be able to like learn solo Chambers of xRakine like the same way that you would be able to in the main game. So I'm picking the range relic for that, and also because like the xRakine crossbow sounds incredibly fun this league with the current relics that we have. I don't know if it's worth getting into right now, but essentially crossbows seem like they're going to be the meta with the range relic because they go from being 5-tick to 2-tick weapons, which is insane. And when you pair that up with ruby bolts, oh my god, you're going to be just dumping damage. I'm super excited for that. So the goal is to pretty much just rush my first area unlock, which shouldn't be too long. I have a bit of a top secret plan that I'm going to be going over, like my path as soon as I spawn in for the league. I have a plan that'll essentially get me to my first relic unlock like very fast, and I think that it's the most efficient starting path that I've seen out of everyone's paths. I've seen a lot of videos of people saying this is what I'm going to do like my first hour of leagues or whatever, and you know, not to brag, but I think mine is better than all of theirs. I could be wrong. It could just be because I'm proud of it and I came up with it myself, but I think it's going to be really fun. And I guess this is a good time to say I will be streaming a lot of the league, and I will definitely be streaming it like the minute it drops. So head over to my Twitch, drop a follow if you want to hang out with me as soon as the league goes live. For me, that's going to be 4 a.m., so it's going to be bright and early. But anyway, after we get the first bunch of tasks done, we're going to be unlocking Zeah. And I don't really have a plan for after I unlock Zeah, but you know, there's going to be a lot to do there. It's kind of like a nice entry-level region, so there's a lot of kind of like early stuff to do just because it's such a big area with so much content in it that I think it'll be a really good place to just get a ton of league points because there's so many things to do on it. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. Oh, I think I skipped something. One of the other decisions that you have to make very early on into the account before you pick your first region is you have to pick what your first relic is. You unlock one relic as soon as you start Trailblazer, and this is kind of like one of the deciding factors of how your journey starts. There's 3 to choose from. There's Endless Harvest, Production Prodigy, I think it's called in this league. It was Production Master in the last league. And the Trickster Relic. Endless Harvest pretty much means AFKing is a lot more AFK, and you get a lot more benefits from AFK styles of playing. The Production Prodigy one pretty much means you get boosted levels and all of your production skills, as well as being able to instantly process anything from smithing, crafting, fletching, and some other things, herblore, I don't know. Which is really cool. That's the one I'm going to be picking, spoiler. And then the last one is the Trickster, which pretty much buffs your thieving, hunter, fire making, and agility. There's a lot of merit, I think, to picking Trickster, but personally for what I want to do, I'm going to be going with Production Prodigy. Anyway, so the second area I'm going to be picking is the Desert, and the reason I'm picking the Desert before xRakine is because I think it just has more like kind of tasks to do. I think it's kind of got more mid-game content, stuff like Mage Training Arena, getting Infinity, maybe Giant's Foundry, thieving stuff. Like, I just think it's got more mid-level content than xRakine does, because the main bulk of xRakine is essentially the God Wars dungeon. That's like the main thing I want xRakine for, is God Wars. So that's kind of like endgame stuff. I want to fight next. I want the xRakine crossbow. I want the xRakine Vambraces. So yeah, that's the order I'm going to be picking them in, is Xayah, and then the Desert, and then xRakine. I guess the next question is, what do I want out of the league? What are my end goals? What do I want to accomplish? Well, there's a lot of things. I have a big list of stuff I would like to accomplish, but I don't know if I'm actually going to get all of them done. I think the number one biggest priority for me is to learn solo chambers, which I would like to get done by having like the xRakine crossbow and stuff. So I guess getting the xRakine crossbow and then doing chambers. That's kind of like my end game, I guess. But I would also obviously like to do some TOA, maybe get a shadow. I don't know. We'll see. Some other goals I have in mind is I'm definitely going to be getting an Infernal Cape. Whether I'm going to be getting an Infernal Max Cape or not, that I don't know quite yet. I don't know if I'm going to have the time to go for Max. I might. I have xRakine, so I can get the Max Cape. So part of me wants to go for the Infernal Max Cape, but I don't know yet. We'll see if it works its way into the plan just by how much time I have. Because I want to do a lot of PVM, but I also would like to do some skilling as well. This year, the Dragon Cup placement is not based on being in the top 1% of league points. It is actually like a static threshold, and once you pass that amount of points, then you get into the Dragon Cup. I don't know what that threshold is, but I would like to go for Dragon Cup. So far, I've only gotten Adamant Cup twice, and it's actually kind of a funny story. In the first Trailblazer League, I was actually going for Rune Cup. That was my goal. And I ended up missing Rune Cup by like 60 points or something. So literally like one task. I was one task short. It still keeps me up at night sometimes, honestly. And then the last league, the Shattered Relics League, my goal was to get my first Infernal Cape, which I did. And I didn't really have like league points in mind. So I just ended up in Adamant Cup, and I didn't really like care because I wasn't going for anything higher than that. But this league, I would definitely like to get Rune Cup and maybe even Dragon Cup. But bare minimum, I'd like to get Rune Cup. So those are kind of my goals. Infernal Cape, maybe Infernal Max Cape. Rune Cup, maybe Dragon Cup. Get the xRakine stuff from next. Do chambers. Do TOA. Maybe get Full Masori. Maybe get a Shadow. And then just kind of see what kind of stuff we get into. I'm super excited, honestly. This league is looking really fun with all the relics they've been teasing. There's a couple that I really think I'm going to be picking for sure, like the Banker's Note one looks sick. That's pretty much a relic where you can note and unnote stuff from anywhere in the game as long as you have this item called the Banker's Note in your inventory. Last Recall is one of the most iconic parts of the last Trailblazer League. It was a relic that pretty much lets you teleport back to your destination anytime you teleport away. And this time it's going to be available to everybody, which is funny because feel free to make fun of me in the comments, but I didn't pick Last Recall in the last Trailblazer. I picked Fairy Flight. I'm sorry, you guys. I misread what Last Recall did. I didn't read it properly. I didn't read it thoroughly enough. I thought it did something completely different than what it actually did, so I didn't pick it. But then once I found out what it actually was, I regretted my decision immensely, as you can imagine. So I'm excited to mess around with Last Recall in the Trailblazer League this time around because everybody gets it, regardless of your relics. A lot of rambling aside, that's kind of like what I wanted to say. I'm going to be playing the league. I might be playing the full 2 months. I'm just going to play until I get bored, honestly. Normally, I last pretty long into the league before I get bored. So we'll see how far I get. I want to do chambers. I want to do TOA. I want to get the Infernal Cape again. A couple Infernal Capes maybe. I want to maybe max. I want to maybe get Dragon Cup. And I'm going Range Relic and then Xayah, Desert, xRakine. Now, I'm sure there's a couple points that I missed in there that I wanted to make, but just so you know, there will be a YouTube series, and I want to try and upload as frequently as possible. I don't think I'll be able to go every day because I do have a job, but I'll try and upload a couple times a week, maybe once every other day, especially in the beginning. I might be able to upload every day because there's gonna be so much progress, but as the videos get later, I might start uploading every other day, every 3 days, maybe every 4 days, I don't know. But I wanna try and upload as frequently as possible. And I guess the last thing to say is I know there's going to be a ton of content, a ton of Leagues content. The market is going to be completely oversaturated with Leagues Progress series. So, you know, it'd be an honor for you. Ooh, sandwiches? Baguette, please? Pie, get out of here. What was I saying before I was interrupted? Oh yeah, there's going to be a ton of League series out there. So I would really be honored, honestly, if you would have my series be in your rotation. But yeah, if you decide to join me on this journey, I think it should be a lot of fun. Yeah, hope to see you there. Hope to see you in the League. Feel free to join the Discord or the clan if you want to talk about League stuff with me. There's a lot of League chat going on in the Discord and in the clan. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people excited for it. And a lot of people have been curious. Yes, I will be AFKing on Dune Lord throughout the League. I have him set up at something. I won't tell you what it is because I'll be going over it in like one of the next couple videos. But yeah, I will be AFKing Dune Lord. I will not be wasting XP, so don't worry about that either. Oh, and I guess there's one more thing I want to mention. I was recently featured on the Old School RuneScape official YouTube page. They did a video where they pretty much asked a bunch of content creators to convince you to pick a specific region, and they asked me to do the desert, obviously, because I'm the desert guy. So check out that video as well. I'll link that in the description. I think it was pretty cool how they let little old me be on their public channel. So yeah, that's everything I want to talk about. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. And I might see you at 4 a.m. if you decide to pop into my Twitch chat tomorrow morning. Anyway, I've been rambling for too long. Thank you. Love you. See you guys later.